The whole idea behind this sectoral webinar is we are getting a lot of questions from students time to time when they're trying to know more about these programs, and they are really wanting to know how good they are, would they fit, what is the kind of opportunities that a student can get. And sometimes you come from a place of fear as to whether this would be good enough for your career, and sometimes from a space of curiosity. So we are trying to see how we can, address both of this in today's seminar. Thank you, professors, for being here today on the late night session. We have about 200 students who have joined us on the webinar so far, and more are getting added in. So, Puneet, we're going to start with healthcare management first, I think.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have Dr. Anjali Kumar, and we also have a student from the program, that's Ankita Aish. She's also a doctor. Her background is homeopathy, if I'm not wrong, and she's also on this webinar with us as a representative of the students who perhaps understands you a lot more, having been there just about a year back. So, Dr. Anjali Kumar, over to you. If you can, start with, tell us something about, what can a student expect from a healthcare program? What's the kind of profile that we look for in the PGDM healthcare management program? What are its offerings? So, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Anjali Kumar. The very first question which comes to students or people who are coming to healthcare program, is it related to hospitals only or pharmaceutical? So first of all, it's a 2 years full-time PGDM healthcare program where we are offering management program into the healthcare space. The biggest USP of the program is, although we have a lot of reference or a lot of students from the medical and science background, but we also have engineers coming to the batch. We also have students who are from the life sciences background coming to the batch. So diversity, when it goes to the student side, we have a lot of diversity in this program. Not only from the student side, the diversity is there, but we also have diversity among the faculty members. So we have faculties coming from different verticals of healthcare, be it hospital, pharmaceuticals, health insurance and IT, consulting, life sciences, and research. So we have faculties from all these backgrounds who are ably supporting this program and will be along with your 2 years journey if any one of you join the program. So this is number one. The second is, people generally think that how is the program placed and how is the curriculum of the program. So we have benchmarked ourselves with the best international and national universities across globe, and all the latest technologies. If you hear about AI into healthcare, if you go ahead with drones, right? We give all exposure to the latest technological interventions. We have some of the faculties from the industry who are coming and taking the sessions. So you get a pretty a wide range of faculties who are coming from the industry and giving you hands-on experience on the subjects which are taught. The subjects which are involved in this curriculum are not just healthcare, but I would say it is a 50-50 divide. So 50% of management subject when it comes to operations, HR, finance, analytics is there. And then we also go ahead and kind of teach students about the core into healthcare. Talking more about the experiential learning, 25% of the program does have experiential learning starting from your industry immersion when you join the program. It means you will be meeting the CEOs and CXOs and also the companies from the health insurance domain, from the analytics, IT domain, from pharmaceuticals, hospitals, and other domains. You will also be visiting hospitals and pharmaceutical and medical devices company to understand the working of these companies. So, and there are a lot of live project opportunities. We also make sure that these students do their summer internship into the healthcare program because that gives them the sense how the industry works. So these are few.
Professor Anjali, can you, just share the kind of organizations that, recruit from the healthcare management program, be it for final placements or for their internships?
Yes, ma'am, sure. So the type of companies, if I talk about hospitals, Hinduja Hospital in Mumbai is the top leading hospital who gives you placements as well as internships. You also have Kokila Ben Hospital. I'm sure many of you must be aware of the hospital. When it comes to pharmaceuticals, companies like Alchem comes to the campus for summer internships and placements. From insurance domain, we have Manipal Cigna, we have ICICI Prudential, we have ICICI Lombard, which is coming, right? Among the others, like these are just the sample names which I'm giving to you. From the IT side, we have Infosys, we have even Infosys is there. Then we also have medical device.
You have Accenture also and
Accenture
Deloitte.
is also. Deloitte. So consulting side, all your Deloitte is there. Your PwC is there. Your IQVIA is there. They are recruiting from us. From medical devices side, we have Medtronics and Philips who are recruiting from us. So we have wide range of companies from different verticals of healthcare who are coming for placements and even the summer internships. Also talking about,
okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Go on, ma'am.
Yeah. So also talking about a student journey, we make sure that students get a mentor from day one of joining the program. So you don't feel lost. You also get a buddy from your senior batch, and Ankita is sitting here. I mean, she's also there. So every student gets a buddy and a mentor from a faculty mentor to kind of mentor you throughout your 2 years of journey, and making sure that we meet your aspirations, because everybody comes with their own aspirations, right? So an engineer wants to get into an IT or tech or device side. So I need to make sure that his entire or her entire journey is built around the projects which will lead to a placement into an IT tech driven kind of a profile. So we do that personalized mentoring. Also, our students are writing case studies which have been published into Ivy Leagues along with the faculties, and also they are presenting papers in all international and national conferences. So we do promote students to create a lot of content, and if you follow any of our social media handles, you will get to know that what kind of content students are creating, which is even consumed by the entire industry, which says a lot that the content which has been created by these students is of a certain standard. Yeah. So, yeah.
So, so if you were to say there are the top 3 things that you want to mention about students, all of you may want to make a note of this, is that when you're looking at the healthcare management program, it's not only restricted to hospitals, because if you look at the kind of organizations that the healthcare students are working in, they are of course hospitals, there are of course health pharma companies, and then you have allied sectors, which is the banking sector, which is the insurance sector, where you have, and the data sciences roles, which are there in organizations which need a healthcare person with healthcare understanding. So 3 things that you should know is, apart from your healthcare underlined kind of a thing, there are 2 specializations. I think you mentioned about hospital administration and
pharmaceutical and life sciences.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Pharmaceutical and life sciences. And one very interesting thing that ma'am mentioned is, once you guys are going to be in V school, and let's say you're in the healthcare management class, if you look up the LinkedIn, you'll notice there are a lot of people who have, written articles on LinkedIn about different topics that they're researching. So if you look at recruiters these days, slide is on media and entertainment. Can you please change that? Yeah. So if you look at recruiters and how they are recruiting these days, a lot of emphasis is being given to what is so unique about your profile, and that is what the 2-year healthcare program is really building. So they are making you interact with the corporate through live projects, and industry immersion right from the day you are in V school. Okay, so you're going to be engaging with industry professionals. Number two is, apart from healthcare, you're also trained on the business of healthcare, because eventually you're into the management and business education. Three is, apart from typical healthcare roles, see, look at the slide, you have healthcare business analysts, we have international and domestic marketing managers, if depending on if you're in a fast moving healthcare goods sector, product managers, healthcare sales and consultants, logistics and supply chain. So a lot of you have heard of this company called Pharmeasy and similar. So a lot of them work, and of course also a Cognizant, which is into consulting, does a lot of work for the healthcare sector. And then you have life insurance, operations, and IT, not only restricted to a few things. Uh, and those are the two specializations. So great. The highest package this year so far, at least, I don't know if that's changed, is Alina Talib and Sonal Jala, and they've got a package of 18 lakhs. And also her Paviter Singh. This company is V Phoenix Compliance, and the average package is 12.05. So just for you to get a perspective, guys, the average package at Welingkar across programs is in the range of 12 to 13 this year so far. So if you're getting into a healthcare program, you're not really, don't have to be worried about, because it's as competitive as any other program. And this program started in 2011, so it's a good 11-year-old program. It's not a baby which has just got into the field or anything of that sort. So if that's something that's bothering you, then that should be put to rest. If you're an engineer, you can apply into this program. If you have life sciences background, you can apply into the into this program. And one very important thing, because this is specialized, and we do understand that the role of the background of the student also matters a lot, and the richness of their profile, they make it into this program. So that's something that you can really tick mark as one of the preferences if you're serious about this program. So Anjali, maybe we'll now call Ankita Aish to say a few things about her experience. So Ankita, are you there? If you can please switch on your
Yes,
voice
ma'am,
and
I'm there.
also your video, if that's possible.
Yeah, actually, can you allow me to switch on my video?
Yeah, sure. Puneet sir, can you please allow her
Yes,
to
yes,
switch on her
yes, yes,
video?
yes. That's fine. Yes. So Ankita, can you just try now?
Yeah, yeah.
Great. Yeah.
Hello. Good evening, everyone.
Thanks, Ankita, for joining in.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, having me.
Yeah.
So, myself, Dr. Ankita Aish. I did my graduation in Bachelor of Homeopathic Medicine and Surgery. So, post that, the obvious career for everyone doing BHMS was an MD degree. But doing a thorough research, I was always inclined to the corporate sector of the healthcare. I didn't want to continue in the clinical aspect. So clinical aspect, I would say, was a part of healthcare, but I wanted to get into the corporate aspect. So I did my research and I came up with numerous health programs, like there were MHA, MPH. So then again, MHA had to deal with Master in Hospital Administration, and MPH had to deal with Masters in Public Health. So I thought I was limiting myself to a particular domain. But then I did a thorough research and came across something called MBA in healthcare, which I didn't know about it previously. So diving deep into it, I researched and found that the Welingkar and other universities are the topmost healthcare MBA healthcare colleges in India. So I applied through CAT, CMAT, did my PI and written ability exam, and then I cracked and then I converted Welingkar healthcare program. Post that, I would say the experience was quite great for me. We had from day one, as Anjali ma'am mentioned, we had faculty mentors. So our batch was divided into group of 4 or 5, and we had individual mentor, and it was very easy for us to communicate with them. Any doubts or problems which we had, we could have easily approached our mentors. And we are also assigned a buddy. So buddy was basically a senior with a similar kind of background, which whom we can communicate. Though our buddy was in an online setup due to COVID, but I found it really useful and helpful to interact with her and get insights, took suggestions from her. So that was a great part, I would say. Post that, I will also say, like for healthcare, MD in healthcare, we had a lot of exposure to live projects. SIP or summer internship was something common and mandatory. Apart from that, we got a lot of exposure to different live projects. Some were paid, some were unpaid, but it really gave me a good insight because I was completely new into the corporate side of the healthcare. So I did internship with Blue Ocean Scientific Solution, but simultaneously also I got exposure in live project with CIPLA. So I would say that was a game changer for me because I got a corporate exposure to one of the top pharmaceutical company. And post that, we also had GCL. So it was a global citizen leadership program where we had projects on healthcare. Uh, so we got a holistic approach, not only on healthcare aspect, but also the managerial or the business side of the aspect. So in all, I would say it was a great deal for me or a great learning for me from Welingkar. And after the placements, so I got placed in orthoclinical diagnostic. So that's how I shaped my career into MBA in healthcare.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Ankita, for sharing your journey, because a lot of them will be able to connect with what you're saying. And please feel free to reach out to her on LinkedIn. I'm sure she and her batchmates are more than happy to tell you more. And with that, I think you have got some insight into what the program offers.